What is up, gang? Welcome to another new installment of Ink and Insights, episode 51 here. The beginning of October, the beginning of spooky season, my favorite time of the month. We're here with my amazing co-host. We had a great conversation with him and his local comic book shop owner Alex last night. So make sure you check that out on Non-Panel Grid if you haven't. Notes from the editors. But how we doing, bro? Good to see you again.
I'm doing good, man. It's been a great day, man. The weather is starting to cool down. We already know I talk about that all the time. I'm ready for hoodie season. We had a great conversation last night, which was like really awkward for me, by the way, because I went into the shop and it was kind of like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like,
we talked about all the things.
Yeah, like shit. What do I do? How do I start this conversation? But otherwise, it's been really good. There was a couple Kickstarters that dropped today. One of them I'm particularly excited for. If you know, you know. Yeah, good
Let's
stuff.
Get to that. Let's get to that right off the top, dude. Like, definitely worth a mention. But Jim Mafood's Arachnid Enforcer Kickstarter dropped today, everybody. So make sure you check that out. He's got it all over the Instas. He did I thought he had a great rollout with everybody kind of sharing their variant covers, like Scotty Young and dude, Jonathan Wayshak.
Dude.
Wayshak's variant was incredible. Just based off Savage Street Vigilante, I am so hyped for this one. Savage Street Vigilante was such a quality product and an amazing book, and really thought like Jim leveled up and took it to another stratosphere there. So I can't wait to see what Arachnid Enforcer is, and I love that it's like Halloween theme. Like he's really leaning into the Halloween theme on this one, dude. So yeah, perfect timing.
Exactly. Yeah, it seems like October is going to be his time frame when he's doing his like defective comic bootleg things. But like Batman fit really well. I liked what he did, but like in my head, I've always kind of been like, man, he's kind of like this. I don't know. He's kind of like a gritty, street level, like Spider-Man artist. Like that's kind of what I see him doing. So this is perfect pairing.
Hold on. Was Savage Street a year ago? Was it last October?
It was a year ago,
dude. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Time is a phony construct, man. Good Lord. That's crazy. Wow. So yeah. He's back at it again. But yeah, I highly encourage all y'all to check out that new Jim Mafood Kickstarter, Arachnid Enforcer. It's going to be something special. Definitely get your money's worth. So yeah, go support a dope independent artist and writer. So yeah, man. Absolutely. Real quick, before we get into Marvel Zombies, just want to say what up to the chat. We got Bob in the building. Bob, what is up, bro? Good to see you again.
Always rocking with us.
Got a big bag of comics for you tonight. That's always the best feeling, man. Hell yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Excited for you, bro. Hell yeah. Omega in the building. First new comic book day of October actually rips. I pulled the trigger on the author Immortal just getting back from the shop. Great pick.
You did it.
Yeah, it does rip, man. It does rip. There's some dope books out this week. I just finished Kaya before the show started.
Oh, I'm such a slacker, man. I haven't even.
That's okay, bro. I can't wait to just share that energy. But incredible issue.
Yes.
Man, if I could get my hands on some of that original artwork, I'd be a happy man. But yeah, absolutely. Omega also says Batman #2 was dope. I really liked it. That's the one I've read already. Hell yeah, dude. I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah. Love the opening salvo from Fraction and Jorge. So can't wait to get to it. We got James in the building. What up, brother? Oh yeah, good to see you, man.
Jazzy James
Phelps, the man, the myth, the legend. Is there a Jim Rudd cover for this Mafood book again?
No, there is. Okay. So Jonathan Wayshak, we had a Mike Del Mundo and a Scotty Young.
Yeah, and Scotty's is dope too. Like, yeah, they're all fantastic. So, yeah, man, can't recommend it enough. Check out Jim, great artist, absolutely. So, yeah, man, let's. Well, actually, I'm gonna pull a fast one on you. Yeah, I forgot to mention this in the bag chat before.
Okay.
We get into Marvel Comics. I just wanted to touch on this bit of news. The homie David Harper from Sketch.com was talking about this, and I thought it was a cool little bit of news. And I meant to bring this up last night in our conversation, but I forgot to. But Image Comics announced that this was on the 23rd of September, announced that they're going to give a 27-day window to like exclusive 27-day window to local comic shops to basically sell their books before they get to the bigger bookstores. The official press release reads, "We're excited to share some news that we believe will give you a meaningful edge in the evolving retail landscape, and as a decision made in recognition of your ongoing loyalty and support of our books." This is a letter to direct market retailers. Beginning with on November 24th, 2025, on sale titles, direct market retailers will have a 27-day exclusivity window to sell all Image Comics collected editions and original graphic novels before those same titles go on sale at book market retailers and digital vendors. This means that for nearly a full month, your stores will be the only place fans can find those new Image collections and original graphic novels, giving you valuable lead time to hand sell them to your customers and further strengthen your community connection. I love this move from them. You know, as always, kind of steering the ship, showing us the way. You know, I think between them and Skybound right now, they are market leaders in all the best ways, and this is yet another move I fully support and behind, dude. I think this is a great way to kind of give LCSs a leg up, especially when it comes to the collected game that they're constantly getting. I feel like sandbag and taking hits from all sides, right? You got Amazon and all sorts of online vendors cutting these prices in half. You know, when we were this is why I say I wanted to bring it up last night when Alex was talking about how he discounts all his trade paperbacks and anything collected pretty much by 25% to
immediately.
That's awesome, and it's awesome, but it's also sad that it's necessary for him to do that to kind of stay competitive. Because I can't tell you how many times I've been in my shop, seen a collected edition or an Omni or something that just wasn't in my frame of mind, or oh yeah, I definitely wanted to pick that up. Well, let's look at the price. Okay, I could go on Amazon and get it for $20 cheap. You know what I mean?
We've
So
all had to make that, you know, do that math.
absolutely, and I usually do not buy collected editions in my local shop unless there's some type of sale going on. So I thought this was a dope move from them, and you know, just a great way to you know get dollars in the register and move these books before Barnes and Noble and Walmart and Amazon and all these huge retailers get their hands on them. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out Image on that, bro. But what do you think about the move?
I think it's amazing, right? I think it's something that is necessary, right, for the industry, because like a lot of the things that you just said and what we talked about last night, like the direct market, it like really defines what I believe to be the health of the industry. If you lose that, I feel like the industry changes in a way that's going to be, you know, unrepairable. It's going to push us in a direction that I think is going to do more damage than good for comic books itself. Image just does it right. Like, I mean, creator owned from every facet. Check, right? That means that every kind of deal that they can make, whether it's movies, TV, optioning, all that stuff, it's absolutely 100% the creators. You cannot say that for almost any other publisher that's out there, like including Boom Studios, which I think puts out a lot of great books. You know, the things that we love about comic books, you just shouted out Skybound, right? The things that they're kind of like thinking and the way that they do business, that's still under Image's umbrella. Giant Generator, the way that they approach their creative teams and give them the leverage and leeway to put out a quality book, even if it means that it takes time. Check. Image does it right. And this is just another, you know, another piece of proof to show that they care about the medium of comics and that they want, you know, that they see this being a healthy move for the industry. I love it.
Absolutely, man. I'm right there with you. I think it's just a great, like, you know, I feel like I think that DC's done an incredible job this year, like kind of endearing them to the industry and local comic book shops and really changing the course on that. But like, I just feel like Image Man is still leading the way in so many facets, and it's so dope to see them make this move because I feel like other folks are going to follow suit. But I love, you know, this how we're trying to find our way in this OGN, TPB, collected edition type of space, and make it affordable, make it accessible, and get it into these people's hands. Like from whether it's compact editions or this move, I love that we're recognizing that shift in the market and we're addressing it appropriately. So shout out to DC and to Image for making the necessary moves, I think, and really, like, we're still maintaining the physical aspect of the media, right? It's still a book in your hand, but it's in your shop for a month before it's anywhere else. I think that's drastically going to change the game, especially on some of these collected editions, man. Like, can you imagine if DC is doing this with like the collected editions of Absolute Batman? You can only get it in the LCS for the first month. Like, that's nuts. So I hope it has echoes and reverberations into the big two.
Well, and let's be honest, we get a little bit ravenous as collectors, man. I know that when I there's something that drops on a specific day, I'm like that Dave Chappelle skit, I'm like, y'all got any of that Drome over there?
It's so true, bro.
Yeah. So if the shop has it, that's going to drive feet into the shop. It's nothing but good stuff. Speaking of Drome, by the way, I use that as an example because I had to read it digitally previously, but my copy finally came in today.
Hey,
so I'm gonna
finally today.
Today, it's been a hot second, dude.
Damn.
I've seen Jesse's been posting on his Instagram that there's been issues getting these books in shops directly from the book publisher. Yeah, which really does suck.
Did he say why?
Couldn't tell you. It's there's some kind of miscommunication with the publisher and the shops here. But I was able to finally get a copy, and that's the most important part.
Yeah.
But don't let a physical copy stop you. Get this book however you can. But I'm definitely excited to.
It would be great to see this industry wide and be like, you see Batman and Robin Year One collected edition. You're like, damn, that's out, and you'd be like, oh, it's going to be like a month before I can get that anywhere else. Like, I've been really looking forward to that. I don't know. I think it could be a game changer in a lot of great ways. So,
my decision would be made immediately if I knew that.
Right?
Immediately.
Right? Absolutely. Oh yeah. Real quick, before we move on to Marvel Zombies, just want to say what up to the chat. We got Verno in the building. Station brother. Good to see you. I will be on Blood Spider Chatter tomorrow, folks. Vern's doing the best horror movie reviews out there, folks. Every Thursday.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Often Sundays with Link. Just great conversations. He's got me on there. He's got his buddy Wes. He's got Robbie. He has all sorts of dope, insightful folks come through and just talk about horror movies, man. And we are covering Cannibal Holocaust tomorrow, folks.
Y'all have fun with that. Every once in a while, he has this idiot.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this conversation. Don't act like you aren't a low-key horror fan, bro. I know you be acting like.
Listen, low key is the best way you could put that, man. I like it. I like you Cannibal Holocaust loving crazy people, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to have this conversation tomorrow night, though. So 9 p.m. Eastern, Blood Splatter Chatter. I'm there every Thursday night with Verno and Link. So check us out, man. Great channel, great content. Who else? We got Christina Payne in the building. Station, what up? So good to see you. Hope you were doing well. Hope you were having a good week. Yeah, always good to see Christina, man. We got Omega saying, I get my manga from Amazon, but that's an awesome move to keep shops relevant. Hell yeah, bro. Absolutely. I usually buy 1 or 2 trades from the LCS, says Bob, but most of my trades and hardcovers from online deals. IST is a big one for me. Yeah, I'm a deal guy too, so something like this would be pretty dope, and I wouldn't mind spending that couple extra dollars on the shop. So
yeah.
We got Pete in the building. What up, Pete? Happy New Comic Book Day, brother. Hell yeah. He said, my shop could not get the book. Publisher is not available on most ordering sites. Have to go to them directly or Amazon. Yeah, is that the 23rd Street Press deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
That sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Shout out to my shop for ordering a bunch of copies. Yeah, the cover underneath is sick, dude. It's so good. It's such a great book. I was truly blown away by it.
The crackle, the little crackle at the bottom. Oh, yeah, I love Kirby Crackle.
It's something special, man. It really is. It's a masterpiece of storytelling, and I think like all the mythic elements and ancient texts and symbology and all that stuff that it combines and kind kind of interweaves so effortlessly. It's incredible, dude. And his like the lack of dialogue, the characters, just the whole thing is beautiful, dude. Just like that bull of the star. Every time I see that bull, like with the stars, oh,
it's so good, man.
So
yeah,
magnificent.
we me and Nick, we talked to Jesse here. I'm sorry that you couldn't be a part of that. I
No,
really
yeah,
wish you could have been, but I think this book alone deserves maybe a little bit more attention here. So maybe we'll talk about something.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, burn station, brother. Hell yeah. All right, let's get into Marvel Zombies real quick. I know E hasn't had a chance to watch any of these episodes, but I just wanted to talk on this real quick, y'all. So I watched episode 1. I kind of fell asleep on it. It did not blow me away, but shout out to Verno and Link. Both of the homies had great things to say about it. So I came back about 4 or 5 days later, and I think I watched episode 3 or 2. I was talking about it with E last night. It was the one. It opens in San Francisco, and it's basically the zombie attack on San Francisco, and we have PEM particles involved. Which I'll let your imagination run wild there. But it was super dope, and we kind of follow Shang-Chi and Aquafina's character as they try to escape the madness and the chaos, right? With the help of Shang-Chi's father and the 10 rings, etc. But watching that episode really kind of changed my mind on it, and then I thought they really stuck the landing. I thought the final battle, the final showdown, was incredibly done. The amalgam of the story you want to tell, the themes you're going for, and like melding cool ideas with these characters and the certain things they can do. I thought it was a success all the way through. It's really an imaginative playground, right? You're assigning zombie powers to all these different superheroes and the magnificent things they can already do. So seeing folks like Janet Van Dyne as the Wasp, Big or Little, Thanos, Hulk, like Hawkeye, like everybody had this cool little nuance to them, and I thought they did a really good job with that, like giving you a lot of cool moments with these characters. But all in all, the action in the end I thought was visceral. It was really well done, and it surprised the shit out of me, man. I really got to say it was dark. It didn't kind of like I thought after episode 1, it was gonna lean a little bit more bright, but it didn't. It went. I like how it embraced the darkness, and yeah, I thought it was kind of like unafraid and confident storytelling there in the final chapter, and I was rather impressed with it. So I just wanted to shout it out here, folks. If you guys haven't seen it, give it a shot. I know it is a continuation somewhat of like the What If Zombies episode and all that. They kind of built on that, but
yeah, I was about to ask you about that. Like, is it truly?
Don't ask me about that. I'd see, because I didn't go back and watch it. Yeah, like, and that's all in the fog back there somewhere. So I'm not sure, but I trust that it is in some type of way with the characters. But yeah, man, I just thought like overall it was super dope. And again, the ending, the final battle, I was like, oh, moment after moment, beat after beat, I was like, okay, not too shabby. So I thought a job well done from Disney Plus and the folks at Marvel Animation.
All right, so I do have a question for you then, considering that I have no understanding of what happens in this, but you kind of mentioned PIM particles in it. So it'll be kind of one of those, what would you rather fight, like one giant size horse or 100, small size horses or something like that. What frightens you more? One giant zombie or 100 minuscule little?
That's always 100 minuscule, man. Somebody's gonna get through the cracks.
No kidding, dude. Could you imagine? They go into they shrink down to the size of an atom. It could be in your bloodstream and like freaking spit in you, and you wouldn't even know it. And all of a sudden, boom, you're a zombie.
Oh, yeah, that's that's part of the story here too. It's like, yeah, how do you combat this? And it's like they do a cool job of like their faculties are not all there when they're infected, right? Like Thanos is there's I don't want to ruin everything, but there's a part with Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, but he can't wield it like he normally does because he's affected by the the sickness. So that plays into the story and what happens. But yeah, man, definitely like it's super cool in that way, like how they freak the different characters and their power sets and like use them to the zombie / infection type advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Omega asks if it's scary or are the horror elements super mild. I don't want to call them super mild, but they're milder. Like it's not scary, but it's like some of the violence, blood, and gore in that final battle was, I don't want to say impressive, but like impressive that it was going down on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Like it's not, they're not throwing full caution to the wind and just going all in. But at the same time, it was, it was as violent and as visceral, I guess, as it needed to be, in my opinion.
Well, and the word scary is like it changes for each person over time as well. Like what was scary to me 20 years ago isn't necessarily what's scary to me now. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there. I'm excited to dive into.
I've always been meh on zombies, and this book never resonated with me. I've never been like a Walking Dead guy. I never got into the Kirkman series for this. Like it's but like I'm here for a good story, and I think this one told an interesting tale. So I'm here, and I think the animation did. It's that same. I don't know how I feel about the animation style. I guess I'll say that they've adapted with Marvel. Kind of off the what if. How do you feel about that? Because I know you've seen enough.
Oh yeah, I dig it. Oh yeah, I liked it a lot. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, why is this taking so long for What If to come out? They announced it 17 years ago, and then when it finally dropped, I was like, oh, well, that's why. Because it looks like that. Like, I mean, it's like cell shaded acting basically, and I kind of dug that.
Yeah, yeah. And the action in it looks really great. I think that it does lend itself to cool like kinetic moments. So in that sense, I think it works. Vern says it took me a bit to get into it, but yeah, nailed the ending. Hell yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see this ending now.
Bob says it is nice to hear something nice about a Disney Plus show. I don't have the source right now, but yeah, man, when you get back to it, there's not a lot to. I mean, besides Daredevil, I think that's been the biggest win in 2025. But besides that, yeah, it is MCU tune. That's great way to put it, and it does connect with OG.
Okay, so it is that. So we got Scott Lang's head in a glass jar somewhere.
Yes. Brewster says it perfectly. It's impressive adjacent.
Dude, what are you doing making reviews here when you're throwing out wonderful things like that? Like you're the one that's out here reviewing things,
right? That's incredible. I'm not sure if there was. I wouldn't surprise me. Given how much the MCU is influencing editorial right now. But yeah, dude. I mean, Jacob Phillips drawing zombies is a whole nother. Come on now, I'm here for that all day.
So, undeniable.
Give me all that violence and gore. Nobody does that like Jacob. So I can't wait to see where that series goes. But yeah, absolutely. But yeah, check it out, man. Pleasant surprise, guys.
Well, my hype level is definitely higher than it was previously.
All right, good. Mission accomplished. Dude, there were so many great books this week. Like it was nuts. We had a bitch of a time trying to choose our top three. Like not even our top three, just the three we wanted to spotlight on the bigger stage. But dude, I just want you to. I thought you did it so well in your review. Before we go to anything, I just want you to talk about Storm real quick and what you thought about the finale of like the Thunder War and all that stuff. I read it a couple hours before we hopped on tonight, and I was like, even though it wasn't Lucas Wernick, I thought the stand-in artist did an incredible job, and it was such a satisfying ending.
It was. It was very much in the same vein that of the experience I've had with a lot of the issues of Storm, which is to say, it was totally unexpected and totally, I don't know, like mind blowing. Like I can't believe what they're doing in this book because no one could have comprehended, especially even after issue number 1 from this series. No one could have comprehended that they were going to be playing with these big cosmic ideas within the pages of this book. And when we talk about powerful characters within the realm of mutants and X-Men, like, of course, we know that Storm is an Omega level mutant. She is powerful both by the quality of her character, her willpower, but also obviously her mutant power. So to make her this harbinger for a celestial being, one of these cosmic entities, right?
Yeah.
And to have her do battle with one of these original gods, that was crazy enough. Then you throw in these conversations that are happening with these cosmic entities, including the one above all, kind of the stand-in for Jack Kirby, as Mark Waid put it back in, was it Fantastic Four number 400, I believe it was. It's just crazy. It's so crazy how big of an idea Miraway is playing with in this book, and it makes it very truly one of the most exciting books at Marvel, bar none. And we know that we have been very critical of Marvel, like me personally, but I feel like we all have, right? Because it's been a down year. It's been a down couple years for Marvel. This is a book that demands your attention, whether or not you're a Marvel fan, superhero fan. This isn't a superhero book. This is something completely different, and it really gets me excited for what they could do if this book gets enough sales. And I don't know. I know it's going to come back after the Age of Revelation, whenever that is. I'm pumped. I want it to be back now. Let's get through this craziness and just give me more of this.
Yeah, but shout out to Miraway for Iodeli and the whole Lucas Wernick, the whole team, really swinging for the fences. I felt like every issue and connecting more often than not. I felt like the majority of the issues were fantastic. I loved the Doom stuff in like 3 and 4 early on. Like that was super history of the character and the relationship between those two. But also, man, you can just feel his passion for this character and the possibilities for her. Like she's an Omega level mutant. It's cool to see her kind of like have her Phoenix type of moment. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
And really like ascend. So it's been incredible. And I can't say enough things about Lucas Wernick's artwork in this. I just like when you talk about I was talking about it. You guys were talking about it on Sunday, and I typed Landini and Montos. Landini from We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, and Montos from Green Arrow. But I also think Lucas Wernick deserves a nod for just like underrated artist of the year. I feel like those three, all three of those individuals have been putting in some exemplary, like incredible, consistent work every issue, like for the most part, and it just kind of goes unnoticed or not talked about enough. So yeah, can't shout that out enough now.
Yeah, great issue.
Hell yeah. I don't know, like what else out of these, stood out to you the most? I mean, there was so many. How'd you feel about Twilight Zone? I loved it, dude. Like it felt like an old school episode. I loved Waters kind of, how we went with like this faceless disease and stuff like that, and also highlighting, humanity's greed and ignorance and all that. It felt like it checked all the boxes for me. I know, some people felt like they wanted a little bit more, but that one was right on point for me, and I thought it was a great start to the series.
Yeah, I thought that there was a level of predictability to it, but I don't mean that in a bad way, right? Like, I mean, we know what the hallmarks of a great Twilight Zone episode are going to be. There's going to be the twist. There's going to be the opportunity. All those things, they check all those boxes in this thing. What I think this does better than most anthologies that we've gotten recently, especially horror anthologies, is that in other ones, we get 3 to 6 pages of this little tiny story, and there's like 3 of those split up within an issue, right? So we've seen that in all of the Oni's EC properties that they're putting out, like I can't think of the names of them at this point now. I was about to say Cruel Intentions. I'm like, no, that's not it. It's Cruel something. Hello Darkness, though, is one of them that's coming out here. There's all kinds
of Cruel Universe.
Thank you. Yeah, but what this does is it takes the entire issue to tell an episode's story, right? And I feel like it gives it enough runway to where, it is still rushed. It could take a little bit more time, but you're getting way more detail than you're getting from those other types of anthologies, because it's just like, it's too quick. It is just way too quick. This, I feel like, did it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Green Arrow continues to be great. You know, it sucks that, like we talked about last week, that Chris Condon's leaving the title, but I love this Crimson Archer arc, and you know the things they're doing with Roy, and I just you know, learning about Ollie's true foe here at kind of at the end of the issue, and this other pharmaceutical titan type dude. Like it's super dope, man. I don't know. It does make me bummed out that he doesn't have more runway to tell this story, because I think it's a great one. But yeah, you know, we're gonna talk about that one until it's gone, because we love this creative team, and we love this book, and think it deserves all the love. Dude, Superman has been
fire, dude.
so good. Dan has been killing it. Dan Mora, Josh Williamson's been doing. I think, like, when you talk about a book that's supporting the all-in movement and really like carrying the, you know, setting down the structure and carrying the weight, it's Soups, man. And it's just like the Superboy Prime arc, and just like everything that happened in this issue was incredible. And Booster Gold, like all beaten and anemic and bearded up, and like just looks completely unrecognizable. And you know, that moment when Superboy Prime hurls him into the vortex or whatever, oh man, it was such a beautiful moment, dude. But Dan Mora is doing excellent work, and I think Josh is just on fire. I think Josh really got overworked and burnt out there for a minute, and I think he's kind of collecting himself now, and he's like, the books that he is working on, he's firing on all cylinders. And I think like Superman has just been killed just from the first issue. This series has been really strong and really hasn't missed a beat, whether it's Jamal Campbell, Dan Mora, Eddie Barrows. All the artists they've had on it have been really solid. And you know, going all the way back to Philip Kennedy Johnson and the work he was doing with Action Man, like Superman's had a good couple years, you know, maybe longer than that, but I think he's really had a strong resurgence when it comes to excellent comic book writing and storytelling and artwork. So
and let's not forget about the W. Maxwell Prince, you know, version that we're getting now too.
Amen,
like,
bro.
Superman, like they knew the drill, right? Superman's getting a movie. Let's make sure that we have really good Superman books on the stands right now, and they did it. They are absolutely delivering on that promise. But Superman proper is arguably one of the most fun superhero books that I pick up every single month that it comes out. Like it is within the top 3 on the fun meter. Does it mean it's the best? Not always, but sometimes you just need a good fun book. I mean, we're talking about comics, for God's sake. This does that.
Yeah, absolutely. Simpleton, what up, bro? Good to see you. It says pretty sure DC is pulling the plug on Green Arrow altogether. Guys, I don't.
Yep.
If you well, you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, I think that's a truer statement than some of you guys might know. But yeah. And then Absolute Wonder Woman, man. The Maze arc comes to an end. We get the revelation, spoilers, guys, that what is it, Veronica Calais or Cal is sending Absolute Zatanna after absolute Wonder Woman here at the end of the issue you're gonna go kill a witch.
Dude, and I love it. Like she basically like unleashes her like the Winter Soldier or something. Like she's had her.
She's got Zatanna. Yeah, she's straight up like absolutely. What's Steve Buscemi's character in Con Air, dude?
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
Absolutely. That's give me vibes of that. But yeah, awesome cliffhanger, and you know, I guess it's been the weakest arc in terms of like ones that I've enjoyed, but I feel like kind of blasphemous saying that, because I still think it was excellent, and it really stuck the landing with Clea and Ferdinand and the new Amazon. Dude, it was horrifying watching that new Amazon step out of the maze and fucking get incinerated. Like that was brutal, or at least like what we thought was like.
But we learned some things. About the nature of being an Amazonian, right? And what's happening in the Absolute Universe with them. That was a big revelation. This arc started off kind of weird. It got so much better as each and every issue was delivered.
Yeah, man. That was wild, seeing her return to the mascara and
Mhm.
Hippolyta, and so yeah, like the Amazons live, so can't wait to see how that all comes together. Real quick to get to the chat before we talk about Escape and move on. Rogue in the building, what up, bro?
What up?
Yeah, Cruel Kingdom is a fantasy EC comic. Hell yeah, that's
Yes,
been a good one. There've been some great, like we were talking about last night, some great horror anthologies this year.
Mhm.
Rooster says, I like Superman proper. I'm going to call the absolute version Superman casual.
That filthy casual.
Rooster's on fire tonight. Oh,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Dude, Nick in the building. What up, Nick?
What
Absolute
up?
Satana versus Absolute Wonder Woman is going to be nuts. Yeah, like we know she's good with the magic, but is she Satana's level? Like, oh man, it's going to be, especially if she's got her locked up like that. Like,
And we have no idea like who Absolute Zatanna is, man. For all we know, she could be like John Constantine levels of shitty, like
yes,
she could be a total jerk, man.
God,
Like, I can't wait.
If she's just like her dad in all the worst ways, like she's just evil seed. Yeah, you're right, Omega. It's been a week. You fuckers have had your chance. It's over now. Absolutely, all spoilers. Rose said excited to see what Hayden can do with Zatanna. Me and you both, brother. Cannot wait for that.
It's gonna make me want a Hayden Sherman Zatanna book, though. I guarantee it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna be sending letters into DC, just begging.
Yes, indeed. And Escape number 2, man. Our last book that we haven't talked about. Like you said, dude,
like to give a little bit of background. Like this one almost made the cut to go like really deep dive.
Remember, we think it's going to be more of the the hunt for the down pilot, but we pull back and we get a little origin story on our man meeting his wife and why he joined the cause and joined the fight, and kind of where the world was at the time, and a lot of modern day parallels, but just again, like, incredible artwork from Acuna. I love the coloring. I said it before. It blew me away, and the anthropomorphic thing it really hums here, with the character's expressions and the investment you already feel in this cat, and getting to meet his wife, and he's got a kid back home, and he's just trying to do his best and do what's right and make his way at the end. But I did love that bit. They're like they just got married or whatever, and there's that scene like the marriage, and then the next scene like he's cooking bacon, she's looking all sexy in the doorway. He's like, you look about just about the best decision I've ever made. And then like 3 panels later, she's pregnant, and he's like, just give me a goddamn minute, will ya?
Yeah.
The transition was hilarious, but yeah, man, I thought it really resonated there at the end, with his call to action, and yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes, and I'm excited to learn about the other side of the fight and these bats, and I can't wait to see all the character work that we that Remender is so good at, and that we're gonna get treated to here.
Yeah, for real.
All right, man. Let's get into book number 1, A Century in the Making, Skinbreaker, from Robert Kirkman and David Finch. Finch came. I
just realized what you said, A Century in the Making.
I know. All right, let me ask you this straight off the top. Do you think 8 years, 9 years is too long to be on a book and be creating one? Like, do you like this book? I think is going to be great and one for the ages, but do you think it's going to be that? Like, I don't know, man. I think you got to. It's a tough call for me, because that's what I've been going back and forth in my head. It's just like hearing Robert talk about this and the run up to its release and stuff like that, and the art is incredible, and you can feel like, hold on, go ahead. Like this page right here, you can feel every minute of that, every second of that time, right? Like he just,
without a shadow of a doubt,
and it's definitely a gorgeous payoff. But like we talked about with Marty one time, man, you look at the page and then you flip it, and like yes, that's going to stay with me. You know, that's the image I'm going to remember for issue 1. But like at the same time, I wonder if it's not too much of a good thing here, and you get a little indulgent working on a book for that long. And you know, I don't know. That's nearly a decade of your life gone, and yes, you have this incredible work of art, you know, behind it. But is it? I don't know. Is it like when you look at a book like when you look at like Frank's run in 86 or something, I know that's like you know, one of one, but I'm saying he's putting together all that stuff, and you know, the you know, multiple books that are going to stand the test of time inside the space of a year. So it just, I don't know, it just makes me wonder. And I know it's different for artists versus writers and stuff like that, but just, how do you feel about that? You know, knowing that it was eight some years, 8 years plus, and you know, here we are now.
So the way that it all played out does not bother me whatsoever, because I don't care, because it hasn't been 8 years since I knew that Skinbreaker started. Now, if they said 8 years ago, guys, me and David Finch were working on this book, you're going to be so freaking excited. Buckle up, Buttercup, it's happening. And then we wait 8 years. I would have been like, skin who? What is? I don't care. I don't care. But like, I didn't hear about this until FOC, basically. Like, I heard that it was coming, and I gotta say, I've really appreciated David Finch throughout his career. I was a huge Mark Silvestri fan when I was a child. I loved his Uncanny X-Men. I followed him over to Image. I loved Cyberforce. It's still my absolute favorite Image boom kind of, you know, book that came out. And when David Finch took over that book, you saw a young, hungry David Finch. And I got to say, this reminds me of that, because we saw Deadline Finch. We had a lot of Deadline Finch at Marvel when he was working with people like Bendis in the early 2000s. That's good. This is different. I mean, you said it, like you feel every bit, every little piece of effort that was put into this page. You see it and you can appreciate it. And like, I mean, again, you know, to give you guys a little background information, that's why we chose this book, was because there's a visual component here that needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's not to say that the other books don't, but this one demanded people to see the thing that is on the page. It makes all the difference for me.
Yeah. I'm so curious though as to how they worked that out financially. That to me is, I don't understand that.
Rich. Like, I don't think either one of them cared. It was just like, we'll get paid, but we don't need the money.
I mean, I feel like Kirkman more so than Finch though. I don't know. I know Finch is getting paid, but
I think Finch is doing all right for himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick before we get into the issue, I just want to get the chat's opinion.
Sure.
Fizzo in the building. What up, Dark? Good
What
to
up?
see you, brother. A Skinbreaker art was so good. Absolutely, man. Nick says, I see 8 years of art here, not 8 years of story refinement, but we're only on one issue in. We'll see how it pans out. Yeah, I know the story did change as the collaboration went along, and Robert seeing David's pages made the story longer. I remember him saying that in an interview. Like the story, I think, would have been a bit more truncated, but seeing David's art, had him adding things. So
that's cool. I like that though.
Yeah, and that way it probably added some time as well to Finch's workload. Rooster says, I think David Finch was off taking art classes for a little bit. Oh, I don't know, dude. I've always loved Finch, and I thought like here is next level, absolutely. Wasn't it planned to be a graphic novel? You skipped Skinbreaker, Omega. Damn. Wow. I do not know if it was originally supposed to be a graphic novel. That's a good question, bro.
It makes sense though. If you guys were talking about the fact that it was expanded, this very well could have been, something that was just released as an original graphic novel, right? Like maybe 4 issues long.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Bob says, for me, upon seeing the Finch art, it looked incredible. Who cares if it took 8 months or 8 years? It is labor of love. Amen, brother. Well said. I just hope it's really at the end when it's all said and done, the story, it takes that artwork and really elevates it to a book that's gonna stand the test of time. Because that's incredible dedication of time, dude. Like,
Well, like
Kirkman was just sitting around and waiting and getting pages, adding things here and there, but like I think that workload is incredibly imbalanced, and I hope I hope it is. I hope he gets the book is everything he wants it to be at the same time.
Yeah. But like, think of it this way: if Alex Ross now came out and said, "Oh, by the way, Fantastic Four full circle," it took me like 20 years to do that. Would we care? Would it change our opinion of that book, knowing the artistic approach and quality that we got from that kind of story and from Alex Ross? Like, would it change your experience?
But that's because he's put out so much stuff in the meantime, in between time. Finch hasn't done anything really in the past decade except work on this.
Bits and pieces. He's got some covers out there. He's been doing stuff. He hasn't just been like twiddling his thumbs,
I know, but
and plus he's an avid YouTuber, and we know how hard that is.
True. He does shout out David. He has a great YouTube presence, man.
He ain't like Del Keown over here falling asleep.
No. I respect that, Dale. I feel that. I think that definitely needs to be said. I think, we talk about that all the time in the back chat. Nick brings it up as a great point. I think a lot of more creators could be a little bit more public facing when it comes to YouTube and letting people in on the process. And, we as fans are hungry and rabid for that type of stuff. And, seeing these guys draw and getting insight on their process is gold. So I love that David does that, and he's always seemed super approachable, super friendly. Like when you see him at the cons, his prices are nothing to scoff at, but at the same time, dude is super, super nice. Seems like a great dude. So yeah, man.
Always got a line too. Always had a line.
Absolutely. People are always wondering when he's gonna show up at his table. Dark Physicist Wheel of Time took 2 decades. Yeesh. Yeah, that's crazy. Supersized book going to be a supersized check, you would think. Yeah, it's like, I hope he definitely gets his financial stipends for it. And they're doing all sorts of Treasury Edition releases and stuff for this. So
yeah,
Simpleton skipped it too. Wow. Curious. Guys, tell me why you skipped it. What about it just made it a skip for you? Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, same.
Was it Kirkman? Was it Finch? Was it just the whole thing seemed? Rooster says his YouTube channel is a tremendous resource for drawing. Yes. When I heard about this book 2 months ago, I couldn't wait to throw my money at it. Hell yeah, bro. Absolutely. Rook was worth the wait. Spoiler, thumb through it, and it was worth the wait. Yo, I can't wait for Rook. Number 7. Yes, back this week. Hell yeah. Yeah, the time it does. You see it. This book is all the way polished. So let's get into it, man. This story basically deals with an aging chieftain in a tribe that leadership is earned by challenge, and this guy's in his aging years, and we kind of see that displayed through this hunting sequence here at the beginning, which is beautifully done by Finch. And he's with his I guess his favorite, not I guess his biological son, but his favorite son of the tribe. Is that how you understood it? Like, they're not related, but
yeah, his little Padawan,
They're on the hunt together. They're able to bring down this beast, of course, with the help of his younger friend. He can't do it anymore, right? And they're kind of ashamed of this fact. They're hiding it in the woods. They don't want the rest of the tribe to know, because if the rest of the tribe finds out, he'll immediately be challenged and killed, and we'll have a new leader. So his young Padawan is doing his best to aid him and help disguise that fact. But dude, how great was his hunting sequence?
It was amazing.
Incredible way. Like, they lower this thing into the hole, he falls on the spikes, and then he tries to get the elder chieftain to rip open his jaws for the final kill, but he ends up having to do it. But yeah, just a freaking badass sequence to open the issue with. And I love seeing Finch's monsters in this world. And one of my favorite parts here was we see that there's the beast falling on the spikes. I love the barbed tongue.
Oh yeah,
when he cracked the jaws here. It was just little details like that make it say.
It's just alien enough, but it feels something real, tangible, right? It doesn't seem something so outlandish that it couldn't exist. I can't remember who it was that we were when we did the monthly comic book review show. This book came up, and like, I mean, if you're looking for a pitch of the book, they said it perfectly. It's Black Panther meets Avatar. That's exactly what this book is, man, or at least
so
issue number
true.
1 so far. Yeah, you get these alien beings, and you have like basically the waterfall scene from Black Panther, people trying to take over the tribe, right? People trying to show they're the strongest, the wisest, the best fit for it, and you gotta show your merit, you gotta show your worth, and you know, Chief's been holding it down as long as he can, and he yeah, he can't do it, and he sees it in himself too, man. That was the hunt was awesome. I feel like Kirkman did a really, really good job at showing the weakness of this character, right? And showing like
Yeah.
he's just not capable anymore, and making you feel, feel for him, feel for his apprentice, trying to like, put you through the motions of like seeing the levels of grief that they must have, responsibility. Like, it's not going to be an easy decision for the chief, right? Because he knows regardless, like there's going to be someone that takes over, and whoever it is, I'm about to get got. Like there's only one way that this gets handed down. Like, I don't know. Kirkman, I feel like he did something in this book that's different than what I've seen recently from him, especially from Battle Beast. There's a lot of heart and a lot of nuance to this that I haven't been accustomed to seeing from him recently.
Oh yeah. So moving forward, we get kind of back to camp, as it were, and it's time for the skin breaking ceremony. We finally kind of learn the meaning of the word here. They refract the sun's light through this skin breaker blade, which has been chipped, and there's some to do about the blade being fractured and chipped, right? Or I forget our antagonist mentions it a couple times, right? But the blade being broken in the first place is a source of contention amongst the tribe, as it is. But yeah, the skin breaking ceremony, basically, yeah, the sun comes through this monolith there in the center, and the chieftain holds up the blade to the sun's light, and it shines on these young children, and if they're ready and of age, their skin kind of blisters away, and they come looking a little bit more brolic, right? Little brolic babies.
A little bit, yeah. They've been putting the work in. They've been doing the deadlifts.
Absolutely. This is where the plot thickens, though. We learn that, and apologies, I'm forgetting these folks' names, but our right hand man to the king, to the chieftain, as it were, his child has not had his skin broken yet, and it's a thing. He's old enough; it's supposed to have happened already. He's ashamed by it, like he's hiding in the cave, away from the rest of the tribe, and he feels shame. His father tries to let him know that he only has pride for him, and that it's going to happen soon, right? And he will go about his business and live his life. So they go to the ceremony. It doesn't happen again for the child, and this kind of sends his rival over the edge, as it were. And he grabs his newborn, who is not of age at all, much to his wife's chagrin, and demands that he be tested for the skin breaking ceremony. And he is, and his skin breaks. It blisters away, and we got little baby Brolic. So, like, what are we gonna do? This guy is making a pretty effective case for why he should be the chief, and this guy's kid can't even change in the sun. His skin won't break.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you right there. He's making a pretty effective case if you're an asshole. Okay, like, I mean,
dude, hey, this is the way of the tribe, man.
This guy's like the bully in an 80s movie where he's pushing the principal out of the way, and he's just like, let me show you how it's done. Like, I won the skiing championship. I know exactly how this is supposed to go down. No, this guy's a jerk, dude. And like, all he did was put his child in danger and got lucky. Like, I don't know. You
sound like a hater. You sound like a hater.
I do. This guy sucks. Like, I'm sorry. We have a character who loves and respects his child and has pride for him
Yo,
regardless.
I love how Homeboy grabs him by the leg too, and he's like flailing, like he grabs
Yeah.
that poor kid. Oh my God.
Put the light on this thing. Yeah, sorry. That guy's a jerk.
No,
It was not effective at all.
It's totally like Cobra Kai energy. That's a great
Yeah,
call.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
this
a
just
great
goes to
call.
show if he's the chief, he's going to rule with an iron fist, and that fist is going to be holding a baby by the leg.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's the worst. Anyway, like it's clear that he's about to call a challenge to the chieftain, but before he does so, our right hand man gets the word in, and the only way challenge can truly be like made and accepted is if he kills the chieftain, right? So that's what's going to have to go down in issue 2. His hand was forced, but he had no choice, and so that's where we go. So, how did you feel about the first issue, start to finish, man?
I liked it. I really, really liked it. It didn't make my pick of the week, but it was very high up on my rankings. It was a pleasant surprise isn't the right phrase, right? But it's the first one that comes to mind. Like I didn't know how I was supposed to feel about this, and I really didn't know what I was going to be getting from it. But what I got, I really enjoyed, and I think that the artwork definitely was the main factor that pushed it a couple notches above where it could be. A lot of other artists, I don't feel like would have delivered the same experience, but because of the time that we got on here, because of the artist, it just made the experience really, really shine.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I thought, all told, it was a solid story, good opening chapter. Definitely intrigued to where it goes, but yeah, I think, David Finch definitely ascended, and I'm definitely, invested in this world and excited to see what happens in issue 2. So all told, I think it's definitely a success. So
And just think how cool it's going to be 8 years from now when we get Skinbreaker 2. Ooh.
I knew you were going to do that. You fucker. All right. Real quick, let's get to the chat before we move on. Imagine if David Finch had a Patreon leaking Skinbreaker pages. That would have been the move. Ooh, good call, man.
I can't afford another Patreon. I love your idea. Right? I hate the execution.
Seriously, there's so much. Oh, here's Simpleton's reason. He just sucks.
I mean, I disagree, but I understand.
I appreciate your self-awareness, brother. Think about all the time it took to make those clouds in the background. Yeah, man, that was like a whole fall. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you do today, David? I drew some clouds.
I can only read one Kirkman book at a time, and I choose I choose Void Rival, says Omega. Why only one at a time, man? What's with the Kirkman solo strategy? You're not gonna stay on Transformers?
Not only that, man, I don't want to be the Knight Templar at the end of Holy Grail, but you may have chosen poorly, sir.
Oh, man. Look, I love Void. I've been a diehard since issue 1. Got them all, but I don't know. It's losing its grip on my interest here lately.
I shouldn't be a hater. I never got past issue number 1.
No, I know. So. You and Nick have both been. Yeah.
Hey, I have self-awareness too. Haters. I suck, okay? I suck.
All right. You said it, not me. Yeah, he also did read it on Hoopla, but not planning on adding it to the pool.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Not mad at that. Risa said, my kid's getting broke. I'm totally turning the center into condos. On fire tonight, man. I wish I could give you an award or something, like a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings, dude. You're killing it. Love it. All right, man. Let's move on to our second book. You want to start us off? I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Invisible Man issue number 2. Another really, really fantastic outing from James Tynion and DANI on the artwork. I am loving this book still, which is actually very surprising for me because I'm usually kind of critical of James Tynion books, especially issue number 2, because I feel like that's where the great premise that he has falls by the wayside. But the nice thing about this is that it's a Universal Monsters property. It's not really his premise. He's playing within their sandbox. So he still is confined to the story structure that they have, but it's kind of working outside of the realm of that. We're kind of getting it from a different viewpoint, in this case, a prequel to the movies. But this issue just goes to show more and more about the background of this character, the maniacal nature of, of the Invisible Man himself and the things that are driving him. Can't say insane, right? Because he's kind of already there, but more so. DANI's artwork in this is just beautiful, though. It is so perfect for the story, as you can see on this page example right here. She has these thick, chunky lines that she's always working with, and for a scene like this, it really works perfectly to show the rainfall on the page itself. It shows again, like, the dude is out there searching for this invisible cat that is basically torturing him, kind of driving him a little bit mad, almost like the Telltale Heart, because this thing is out there, it's watching him, it's hunting. Really cool things that they're playing with when it comes to, again, the horror aspect of this, because again, it's a Universal monster property. It's got to be a little bit scary. We're playing with those kind of ideas. To catch you up here, I'm just talking about the fact that I'm not a big fan of Tynion issue number 2s. I am a fan of this, though. And a lot of it comes by way of DANI and the horror aspects that we get from this. So let me kick it up to you so you could play catch up a little bit. What did you think about the maniacal nature of our main character, the pre-Invisible Man?
Man, I loved it. I mean, I think Nick said it so well in his review, man. It's a perfect compliment to the movie in all the best ways, because I did go back and rewatch the movie like a week or two ago, and I was just blown away by
Marvel Zombies, Alien Earth, Invisible Man. Where are you finding this time, man? Jesus. I could have had 7 episodes of Surrounded by Short Boxes, and this is what you're doing? You're taking my content away? Jesus.
Dude, it's incredible. I highly recommend everybody. James Whale, a true masterpiece from that director, 1933. It's incredible the things they were able to do with the practical and special effects at that time, and it's just like the dude playing. Forgive me, I forget his name, but the main character playing the Invisible Man, like, has just this great maniacal nature about him. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this issue, man. I thought it was fantastic, and kind of, building that tension. I love, this scene. I love how DANI does all the negative space. I think she's just has a natural knack for that.
Oh, yeah.
With her line work, and Here in the Rain, him getting all these corpses, and pulling all these street animals and to his experiments, and how that goes with the cat, and progresses in the issue. I just thought was great, man. And it's just I continue to love that little peek into his psychosis. And I like, my favorite scenes are the ones where he's thinking about doing something horrific and violent to somebody. And
oh yeah, when it goes like bright white.
Yes.
Yes, those are so good.
We'll get to that. I have a page of that in here, but yeah, man, it's I thought it was a full-on success. It remind me a lot of Walsh's Frankenstein, and that how faithful it is to the original property, but also just doing its own thing, and doing an amazing job, really translating it and executing it in comic book form.
This page, or this part of the story, I should say, is probably my favorite thing that we've gotten so far from the series. I mean, it's still early, right? Only 2 issues, but I love how our main character is both threatened by the fact that this cat has escaped. This invisible cat is out there, and he feels its presence, and he feels its eyes on him, the same way that you can feel someone near you even though you can't see them, that aura. But also, I feel like he has this sense of kinship with the cat as well, seeing that the cat is out there hunting. It was this real great duality.
And the cat was dead, and the formula brought it back to life, essentially.
Yeah.
The thing was disemboweled or something like that. And yeah, I love how the monocane or whatever he calls it, brought him back to life. And yeah, he feels its, I don't know if I have this next page here. He feels its eyes upon him when he goes back out after that. Dude, how great is this artwork? Absolutely stunning. I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Again, it's the negative space, the use of color which I don't. Did DANI color her own work on this? I don't know off the top of my head. I probably should.
I'm not sure. I want to say Brad Simpson's on the book, but I'm not sure if he's doing colors or letters.
Let's see. It's a race now. Who could find out first?
Brad Simpson's doing colors.
Okay, makes sense. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, the color work complements the artistic approach so well. I mean, and that the invisible cat right there is such a perfect way. The light refraction making it lighter than what you see there. Just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So good.
No, they truly are a great pairing. This scene here, like that you just had when the cat's sleeping out of that cage and half of the body is black and half is invisible. It's so well done.
The transition.
Yeah, so well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, like and I love the back and forth with Kemp, his kind of like his lab mate that he's sharing space with. Kemp gets a primate to run experiments on, much to our boy's chagrin, and he figures the best way to eliminate that entirely is to lure the cat back into the lab and let it, take on the chimp, and hopefully.
I felt so bad for this monkey, dude.
Hopefully get a blood sample. Dude, it was fantastic. I love the sequence of him opening the window kind of at the top of the lab. Oh, dude, here's the flashback. Like, how great is that? He's talking with, this is the guy who runs the lab, who basically, like, he's operating under his permission and his, financial good graces. But this guy wants a hand in whatever he's inventing or the things he's cooking up, right?
And it's his lover's father too, right? Like, I'm not sure that.
Yeah, for sure. So like he's very indebted to this guy in more ways than one. And we kind of feel his annoyance with that pressure. But yeah, he lets the cat back into the lab. I love this, and he has these glasses on, which he can see the cat with, right? And it's just so well done. I love those 3 panels there at the bottom, like the monkey, him looking at the situation with the glasses, and then the invisible cat like hopping into action, dude. But yeah, how'd you feel about the ending and cat versus chimp and the aftermath?
Dude, it was gruesome, like even more so than we talked about with other issues, like, or you talked about like Marvel Zombies kind of being gruesome. It's all about what we don't see here, right? Like, but just imagine like being in the paws, in the shoes of that monkey. Like, how do you fight off something you can't see, right? That is just brutalizing you from every angle, man. Like, that's what a terrifying thought to have, right? And then on top of that, being in an enclosed space, being caged too, it's they worked really effectively with that idea, because it's kind of like Jaws, right? It's scary because you don't see the shark until like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what the scene is about. It's like what you don't see makes it scary, and that's kind of like the whole idea, right? That's the Invisible Man, ethos, if you will.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, but dude, it just took me back to the movie, and how terrifying he is in that. And I just love watching this psychosis build, and can't wait to see where it goes. We got Paul in the building. Paul in the 619. What is up, dude? Bro? Yeah, make sure you're subbed up to Paul, man. Doing a great job with his show, Paul and His Amazing Friends, and other comic book content all the time. So one of the best dudes in the community. So shout out, Paul. Thank you for coming through, bro. Good to see you. Omega S is losing its grip, a Android joke. That's awesome. I wish I was that smart, dude. I wish it was now.
Come on, man. Yeah, just roll with it, man. It totally was, and it absolutely always was meant to be.
Omega S, how do you feel about Tynion issue 0s, though, E? Given that we just got a Department of Truth issue 0 this week.
I guess you'll have to find out this Sunday when my next episode of On the Pull List drops.
Nice.
So we'll find out.
You're a goddamn professional.
With a face for radio.
Absolutely. me and you both, brother. Rooster says the only Universal book I've read was Dracula because Martin Simmons. I'm a sucker for painted comics. Me too, bro. I love the painted style, but bro, get on that Michael Walsh Frankenstein.
That's a
you cannot go wrong. Skip that Ron V and Dan Waters Creature from the Black Lagoon. I know it sounds good. It should have worked. It didn't. The Mummy is okay to me, but man, Michael Walsh's Frankenstein was one of the best books of of last year, right? Was that 2024?
No, this year. I know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible though. It really is. Just Walsh writes and draws it, and you talk about books that really show their love for the original property. That's a primo example.
Yep.
But I was really impressed with how that one was tied to the movie too. Yeah, Dracula did a great job. Absolutely. Omega says the 1933 The Invisible Man movie's on Prime Video. If you're an Amazon supporter, so go watch it, folks. Hell yeah.
Can I be a subscriber of
recommend.
Prime but not be a supporter of Amazon? Can I walk that line? Maybe.
No? I mean, no, not really.
Damn it! All right.
If you're giving them money,
I mean, it doesn't mean I like them, right?
Right. You sound like a reader of Amazing Spider-Man right now. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Touche.
Omega asks, hey Rooster, you're gonna check the black and white Dracula release later this month? What? I did not even know that was happening. God damn, I gotta get on that.
Yep. Nick puts on a really great show called The Comic Book Look Ahead, Stu, by the way, in case you were interested in knowing what comic books are coming out.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So check that out, guys. Ian Nick just did that this past Sunday. Yeah, so they definitely talked about the black and white Dracula edition on there, right?
Yep. Yes, we did.
They did.
I'm a little bit fearful that you're using us as white noise and you just like zone out and like you just crash down.
Well, I'm either like getting ready for work, on my way to work, or at work when I'm in the chat for that one. So yeah, that's halfway true. But yeah.
I hope you roll into work and all of your coworkers are just like, is that Eric and Nick? You watching them again? Put it on the big screen.
No, I wish I had I don't even want to say, but there'll be times I'm driving in on the car and like I want to comment so bad, pick up the phone, trying to
been there.
Talk about a comic that didn't even come out yet. But yeah, Simple that said, my ears are burning. Skip Rom V for shame. I'm sorry, man.
You're talking about the homeboy's bestie, okay?
Dude, did you like Creature from the Black Lagoon though? Like honestly, in your heart, did you? Because if you did, that's cool.
Blink twice for no.
Right. Exactly. Guys, last but most certainly not least, I think this was everybody's pick of the week. I think across the board.
Oh my
Huey,
God.
Was it for Nick? I think it was one of Nick's top.
Had to have been within. Yeah, it was definitely in the mix. There's no two ways about it. Like this
one was brutal, y'all. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, Rite of Spring, number 3. This one kind of has two parallel storylines going on. We're dealing with Monica and her further investigation of her brother's death and Woodbrook and what's going on, and also we get a flashback and see Sam and what happened to her parents and the truth of all of them living under one roof together and how that all went down. This volume, this has been incredible to me. It's been such a beautiful surprise. I really thought going into this, IDW was doing a bit of like trying to beat a dead horse and just re-up on the success of the first one. And I felt like Horvath was kind of getting pushed into a corner, but I think he's surprised me and really upended all my expectations and the story he's had to tell in this one. It's been fresh. He's had, all those shocking moments and twists and turns and stuff that we got in the first one. But, you're also more familiar with this character, so that's harder to do. And the way he's able to still pull it off to me is pretty incredible. I think we all had some idea that like something awful happened to Sam's parents and, something sketchy was going on there, but like to this extent and her motive behind it, I thought was like the best part of it because it just aligns so well with her psychopathic tendencies, right? And her her complete inability to feel. So yeah, dude, just general thoughts on this one before we get into the nitty-gritty.
I can't even give a general thought. I have to give a big bold thought about this. Not only is this the best issue of Rites of Spring. This is the best issue of Beneath the Trees, period, full stop for me. This
Damn.
this was incredible because again, we get to peer into, her past and her motivations and what makes her tick more so than anything, just like you were talking about. But I looked at those couple pages a couple times, and again, spoilers, guys, for anyone who hasn't read it, but like when so I read it at first and I was like, oh, she's making a conscious decision in this moment to take out her parents because they kind of said, oh, but we'll be back to see you, we're just retiring, but we'd love to blah blah blah. But it's like, no, because the way in which she takes them out was already predefined. It was a done deal. Like they just felt the effects of that as the conversation was going, but that decision was made. So whether or not they got up from that table and left, it didn't matter. They were done. It just again further defines like the level of narcissism and the serial killer tendency that she has within her.
I thought first of all, I thought the setup for it was like the little bit of insight you got into like their relationship, right? And like, her originally wanting to spending the summer in Europe, but wanting to, after that, wanting to stay home, learn the trade or whatever, which was a smart move for her, right? Blending in, it allows her to do her thing. And it feels like kind of like an inauthentic choice in a sense that like, but at the same time, it's a practical one, it's an efficient one, and it allows, it's the best of both worlds, right? And then finding out that her parents are dragging their feet on the move to Florida, that it's going to be as long as 20 some years, like all that, like she can't handle that. And then I love like this scene here. Her latest kill, she's in her room trying on the earrings from her latest kill, and her mom barges in and kind of startles her, right? And I think that's the final straw right there, where she realizes, man, there's not enough space for the both of us, right? And it's like, and dude, her narration, in these final moments when she poisons her parents with cyanide and then chops them up and paint cans them just like all her other victims, when she's talking about how it felt like a final exam, how it was the work that she had been leading up to, and she aced the test. It was just like, and like her putting on her father's hat and like driving, like all the little things Horvath does here, like, to make sure that, there's no suspicion raised. Oh, that's Sam's dad driving out,
Yeah.
And then like I went back and read issue 1. One of the first scenes, I think, it starts off with that picturesque scenes of Woodbrook and the postal carriers walking around handing out mail, and he walks up to Sam and he's talking about, oh, it must be good to still hear from your parents after all this time. How are they doing down in Florida? She's like, they're doing good. I need to get back down there for a visit event. Oh, it must be so nice to still hear from family. Like stuff like that is just really haunting when you go back and revisit in retrospect now that you know the truth of what happened to them. But
well, and there's something that Horvath does visually that I really like as well. Like going back a couple pages, maybe. Here we go. The bottom left panel. I think that what we see here with Sam, particularly her eyes, feels true, and it feels natural, and it feels like the natural state for that character. Everything else is a mask. Everything else is a persona. The Sam you get at the shop, the facial expression, the larger eyes. Like I feel like that's the thing that she puts forth to society. This is like the true form, and it's like it's so dark and it's so effective the way that just cold, flat, emotionless version of her is like, oh, it's creepy, but it feels so true to who that is, man. It's like Clark Kent and Superman, man. You have these two in one. It's the same thing with her in a much darker, more maniacal way.
Absolutely. Dude, speaking of which, like, I do love Monica, man. I've really gotten to love this character, and it's gonna fucking be brutal if something happens to her because she's got such a fighting spirit. I love how Horvath gave us that scene earlier on in the series where she fights off the 2 muggers. I love this conversation she has with Nigel in the record store where she, she finds some common ground with the kid. But to your point, dude, this bottom panel when she's walking by the not Nigel, I'm sorry, Simon. Nigel's the one from the first volume. Yeah, but when she's walking by the the supply store with Simon and trying to get some information out of him, dude, I love this close up of Sam there at the bottom, and I love how we get those two little vampire teeth. That poor bit, it's just enough to give us that little insidiousness, and then the part you don't see here is his transition. It's like you would see in a movie or TV show, because the narration is like, it's just down this alley or something like that as you see these two kind of turn in this corner. And then we go flashback to her walking down the alley with some guy back in the day. And he's like, I really wouldn't walk down an alley like this if you weren't such a nice person. And it's just like, and I just love the look on that guy's face when he realizes like, oh, fuck, man, this is like really a bad decision I've made. And it's just a great transition. We go from that flashback to the kill in the alley to her conversation in the present day with Monica in the alley, and how she says she has something to show her. And then, at the end of the issue, we get her leading her to Simon's house, saying that there's still got to be some clues hidden in there. And it seems way too good to be true. Monica gets a sense of that. Like, I'm just going to go in there and find them, type of deal. But, Sam's also hedging her bets on her, her desperation. It's been 8 years she's been out here trying to find her brother, going through God knows how many precincts. And
you telling me she's been doing this for 8 years?
8 years, dude.
As long as David Finch took to draw Skinbreaker? That's amazing.
Oh my God. We should end the show right there. We should end the show right there. That was fucking brilliant. Yeah, that length of time. So it's been a lifetime, more or less. But how did I walk right into that one? Anyway, man, I can't. What do you think is going to happen? Like, let me ask you that, because I posted a video about this one on my YouTube, and I've got some incredible comments. Man, it's so great to see how viscerally this book has affected people and how much they're invested in the story. But people have some really great ideas about what's going to happen. Like, Monica's going to turn the tables on Sam. Sam's going to go on the run. This is going to be a bridge too far. Do you think Sam's going to surprise us again and shock us with a killer trap, or do you think Monica's going to escape out of this one alive, man? So make your prediction now. Well, what's your Deadpool?
This is the thing that sucks, is that we know the nature of stories and we know how stories work, and we know that a really great story has a 3-act structure. Well, where are we at right now? We're at part 2. Sam can't die. Things will probably end, and it'll end dark. I hope that we do get a sense of finality with this, though. I hope that it is a clean story, the same way that the first series was. So that way, a sequel series doesn't have to pick up on the heels of it, but it can if it wants to. But there's no way. I hope that Monica, dude, it's so hard. She's gonna die, dude. She's gonna die.
No, she's not. She's gonna.
I didn't say I want her to, but
Monica's gonna make it, bro. Monica, we love you. You gonna make it, girl. You gonna be all right. She's gonna be all right.
Give up the ghost, though, man. Just get out of town.
Seriously, why are you walking around with this bitch? Like,
yes, exactly.
Anyway, incredible second volume. I love it so much. It's the first volume is like a book I bought for my wife, and she read and got into. Like, it's just it's a great comic book. I think that people from all walks of life can appreciate, man. Anybody who grew up reading children's books, had any type of affinity for them, and they're like something maybe slightly dark, like, just throw this away. It's whether it's the first volume or the second, it's a great surprise in the best of ways.
Just please, for the love of God, if you're gonna read this, be an adult. Like, don't look at the first page of this and think like, oh, this is going to be a light children's book. Please do not get this for your 7-year-old niece or nephew. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
No, don't be that guy. Simpleton said, I skipped it. Is this Beneath the Trees or
no? He's referring to a certain writer and a certain book that they put out. I will not say their name here to incriminate Simpleton because we know that they're best buds.
Okay. We love you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all right. We can we completely understand. A man makes wise decisions. Never unwise decision. Omega says, pulled out my phone during church for the comic book look ahead. Do you see what type of dedication y'all got out here? That stream is early. Omega's out here tuning in from church, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, the Lord's light shineth down upon.
Oh, wow. That's not what I was inviting you to do.
No? Okay.
Pretty sure they allude to the same trip to Europe, which begs the question: have you read the prequel? Documents are very fair scale. See, I need to go back and read that because I completely forgot about that. I was talking to Nick in the comments about that, and like I forgot about a very fair scale in Europe. So I gotta go back and read that. Do you remember that?
I was gonna say no. I don't
Same.
know that even
Because
exists.
I thought I was all fucking clever when her dad was like, "I know you just got back from that trip from Europe and you had a fun time, but now it's time to get serious." I'm like, "Ooh, what happened in Europe? Is that Sam's year one? Is that?" And like, people in the comments were like, "Yeah, dude, fucking that was her year one. Like they already talked about it." I'm like,
well, like, but where was this? Why don't I know about it?
I don't
like,
know. I gotta go check it out. Omega, if you know more, help us out. I gotta go. But yeah, the series does freaking run.
Yeah.
See, Nick knew it the whole time. That little. Reese says, one thing that I noticed was how well Patrick Horvath describes suburban 70s life with the clothing and furniture and such. Yes, it's such a unique aspect of the world building here.
Yep.
Michael Douglas from Falling Down getting cast as the bear.
Maybe a very calm version.
That's great, dude. That's great. Love it. What a great movie, by the way. Me and my brother used to watch that over and over again back in the day. Can't wait to make this series.
Movie, by the way,
really? Totally no shit.
Yeah, wow. Crazy. Would never have thought that. He didn't have ice skates on and a bat suit and whatever, little nipples on his suit or whatever like that. Who knows?
I hate to say it, but like a Falling Down remake would fucking rip these days, man. People would be fucking rabid for that shit in all the worst ways.
In all the worst ways, yes. Yes.
Simpleton, can't wait to make this series into a book. Hell yeah, dude. Can't wait to see that. The way he draws her graying hair is peak. It is. I love it, man. I love the little like subtle nuances he gives her and her age differences. It's so well
passage.
Mm-hmm. It was a con exclusive for SDCC. Oh no shit.
Oh, so that's why. Okay.
Preludium. Are you fucking with me right now? Is that really the title?
I don't know, man. That sounds legit. I believe it.
Hell yeah. I gotta check that out. But yeah, I definitely thought that was a cool little bit and just an amazing issue. Through and through. Incredible series. Can't recommend it enough. Y'all make sure you're checking it out. Shout out to Patrick Horvath.
Oh yeah.
On it, man.
Cannot wait to see what he does next.
Absolutely. All right, E, before we get to our covers, I know this series is a favorite of yours, bro. Talk to me about the Max for today's Comics from Future Past.
I love the Max, and I hate that I have to talk about one of the final issues. This only goes up to 35. This is number 32. So, Comics of Futures Past, released on September 24th, 1997. The Max number 32. We get a little bit of backstory on Mr. Gone and maybe what drives Mr. Gone a little bit. We've already learned a lot about him from the past series. I feel like there's been a lot of character development that happened between him and Julie Winters between the first 20 issues of the series, and then it really pivots and changes, and we start to focus on different characters. One of those characters being Glory here, and this issue really focuses in on her past, her character motivations, the damage that she's inflicting upon her own life. The great thing about the Max is that it deals with like these really heavy, big, bold ideas, and I think it does so in such a really graceful way. This is no different. We're talking about generational trauma, right? That's arguably one of the largest things that come into play throughout the entire series, right? They play with it in different ways as the series goes on, but I love the way that they interweave all of the different characters and the levels of not influence necessarily, but I guess right damage and character development through that damage, whether that be good, bad, or indifferent. He just does such a fantastic, he being Sam Keith, does a fantastic way of conveying that in a really interesting way. So it's a lot about glory, but we do get to see characters from that first arc. Julie is still there. The Max, who is now under the persona of Dave, like his true form, kind of reverts back to the Max in this. Lot of cool things that are happening in this. The Max, again, we only got 3 issues left in the series at this point in time, and it's really building towards I don't know, a bittersweet ending almost here. But I do love what we get to see with each one of these characters, Gloria included here. Comics of Futures Past, Max number 32. If you haven't read this series, just do yourself a favor. We're talking 35 issues, man. Sit down, take a weekend, knock this puppy out.
Keith, y'all. If you don't know, you need to. Where are you at on your Max run? Have you closed them all out? I know you were trying to close them all out.
So at HeroesCon this year, I got everything with the exception of issue number 35. I believe it was the last one, and I was able to find it online for a decent price. You know what? If my memory is correct, I think I did that at the airport, which I was stuck at.
Because you're on the way home, you're like, I got everything else I need. Let me just go ahead and close this.
Well, and I was like, I can't sleep, I can't eat. I'm stuck in this place. Gotta buy
in Denver? Was that in Denver?
Yeah.
That's definitely therapeutic spending right there.
Yeah.
Question number 2: how great was that fucking MTV cartoon?
Oh, yes. I wish it lasted longer than it did. It was
like with Spawn, dude. That thing, I wish that thing was still on television today.
I think that the Max arguably was even better than Spawn. I think that Todd was like maybe had his fingertips on Spawn. Like Sam Keith was like in the shit though with the animation team and with the storytelling team. Like he was very much a part of making that cartoon, and it shows. It's almost like we need to talk about this. Maybe we need to have further conversation about some of these cartoons.
Sam's one of like the holiest of holies to me because of Marvel Comics Presents and the Wolverine stuff. It was like some of my first introductions to really like a radical type of art form, you know, and somebody who was doing things different. A lot of people got exposed to stuff before that, but like, you know, when it comes to the British invasion and a lot of those cats, but like Sam's work on Marvel Comics Presents was like one of the first times that like I had my mind blown and really. Dude. And then the Max after that, I was me and my buddy, man, were hardcore Max fans growing up. Yeah.
Yes, I love hearing that, man. The Max, it was maybe the first book that dealt with very adult themes that I ever read. And it was just like, I mean, it just changed my brain chemistry as soon as I finished reading it. It made me a different person. So, I mean, that's the kind of experience you get from reading the Max. Yeah, also, Sam Keith, nobody draws torn fabric and upper arm hair as good as Sam Keith does.
Dude.
He's cornered the market.
His Harry Logan. Yes. Also, like, crazy enough, like the guy who had an instrumental hand in giving Logan the blue and yellow suit, like strangely enough. Like
really?
Dude, one of the debuts of that is in Marvel Comics Presents. Like it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Save that magic. I feel like there's something more you can expound on that.
Sam Keith episode coming soon, man. I'm here for that all day. Oh yeah. Great choice, bro. Great choice. Great series. Absolutely. Rooster says one piece of criticism: Duck's hair highlight looks like a bald spot. That's the only Bastion I'm going to dare talking about. Yeah, it does. When she's in the microfilm, I know exactly what panel you're talking about, bro. It does.
Balding is a real problem. All right, it's a real issue that people deal with. So I don't appreciate you bringing light to such a thing.
Struck a nerve there, Rooster. And Mega says, yeah, Horvath didn't really know how exclusive the story would be, so he kind of regrets the con exclusive Ash Can. But I was super lucky to meet him at a book club. They had extras. Dude, that's so cool. I did not know that there was I thought that Ash Can was just like, issue 1 or something of this story. I didn't know it was his own thing. That's super dope.
I want to hear more about this meeting that you had, man. Let's I love
book club?
Yeah, what
dude,
does that
that
mean?
sounds super dope. Absolutely.
Could you imagine
Every
Patrick
time I
Horvath
see
doing
that,
a reading or something like that? He's like in the middle of the place.
dude, he seems like the coolest guy every time I see him on an interview. So
We got to talk to the man.
Yeah, by the way, I love how you guys think I'm besties with Rom. Like I was on a call with him today. Dude, don't even play coy. Okay.
Notice
guys,
how he says like I was on a call with him today. All that means is that he talked to him yesterday.
exactly.
Like,
And it's like every time I see this man post like some crazy awesome book and tag the creators, who made the original edit, they're always in the comments like, dude, this is fucking incredible. And rightfully so, bro. So yeah, man. I
did
think
you get
it's
the invitation to my daughter's birthday party, by the way, Simpleton? Like,
yeah, exactly.
get out of here with this shit.
Dude, own it, brother. Own it. You earned it, man. That's for damn sure. All right, E. Talk to me, bro. Covers of the week. Is that the James Herron variant for?
Yes.
Let's go.
I will always be here for a James Herron cover. In fact, I think I just had one last week. This was interesting though, man, because a lot of the times we get big, bold, bright colors from James Herron's artwork, and this we don't. But it's real cool seeing the intricate line work and like the tiny skulls that are there within the mushroom cloud of the of the blast that's happening. James Herron just does things on books that very few artists can bring to a page or a cover like this. So had to give him a spotlight, had to give him a shout out every single time I have an opportunity. Chris Stevens, dude. Oh, when I saw
about
this
him last week,
and the thing is,
this looks so different to what we saw from him last week, but still incredible.
Yeah, like he has an art style that definitely it jumps out at you, demands your attention.
Jesus,
I gotta say though, I almost went with a different cover of Conan. This one, I mean, just eked it out because there was a couple of them. This cover, I like the color work. I really think that is what drove me to choose this one as opposed to my other choice. My other choice, though, did you see that they had the serpent variant of cover A? So it's the same layout, the same cover structure, except all of the characters on the cover, Brule and Cull, are the serpent versions of themselves, right?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
And it's all got this green palette, but it's the same image too. It was so
I thought you were gonna say like the cover was made of snakeskin or some shit.
No, we're gonna leave that to Simpleton when he makes his special deluxe hardcover.
Dude,
that then
serpent with like rattlesnake hide. Yeah, we're waiting on it, bro.
Oh my god,
you're on the clock.
Yeah, but this one, Chris Stevens, his artwork is so freaking,
that is so sick,
so sick. Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely, Chris Stevens, y'all. Remember that name?
We talked about it a little bit. I was a big fan of Kevin Smith properties when I was younger. I mean, I still have a love for him, but just not in the same way. But I follow this artist on IG, Ryan Gaja, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I really, really like their artistic style and approach. It's super, super cool. Very expressive, right? It's realistic, but like hyper realized versions of these characters. Does a lot of great work on this IG, like where he has a light pencil sketch and he'll ink over it, and just like it's frenetic and it's really fun. But Mallrats was the first movie I saw from Kevin Smith. Like Shannon Doherty just passed away. Brody was excellent in that movie. I had to shout out this one here. Just such a great image that kind of just brought me back to being like 12 years old again.
Yeah. I love it. Says so much with so little. It's dope.
We talked about it here. Eric Canetti's awesome variant.
I was going to put this one on mine if you didn't have it. This is so fire.
You're not stealing a Canetti from me this week, sir. Not happening. I mean, we talked about it at length here. What more can I say? Skinbreaker, Eric Canetti. If you don't know Eric Canetti, make sure that you're checking out his solo book, Arc Athena. If you like what you see here on the cover, check out his solo work. It's really fantastic. Also did a really cool series for Marvel, probably 20 years ago at this point, the Mandarin story for the Iron Man. So check that out if you haven't seen it.
Oh, damn, that was Canetti?
That was Canetti. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right, great choices, bro.
Hey, thank you. What
are your boy, dude? Mike Del Mundo. Now, I don't know if he actually made this from eraser shavings, but like just the whole concept behind it is so beautiful. And I love the word poof on the eraser itself, but this variant for Invisible Man, this man's concepts are always next level. He always blows my mind with his approach to composition and what he's going to do with the cover. He never ceases to amaze me, and this is no different. I just think this is such a brilliant execution of an idea, and that's what he does so well, man. Like he comes up with the coolest ways to express like the nuances and the things we love about these characters so much. And I think like the way of kind of portraying the etherealness of the Invisible Man here through like eraser shavings is just so peak and meta and all those cool things the kids say these days.
Yeah. It's brilliant on another level, just like all of his stuff.
I mean, he just doesn't miss, man. Nope. Dude, what's going on with the Hickman thing? Is that dead in the water?
3 Worlds, 3 Moons?
Yeah.
It's dead in the water for me. I haven't looked at that in probably the better part of a year.
Damn. That sucks.
It does suck, yeah.
Yeah. Just such an incredible artist. So I'd like to see more Mike out there, but I'm gonna celebrate him every time I get the chance to. One of the best cover artists of our generation.
Yep.
Twilight Zone had an amazing set of variants. Francesco Francavilla had one.
I almost chose that one. Yeah.
DANI had one. I chose this one from Martin Simmons, man. Just, combining all those elements from the show intro that I love, but also, the figure from the story. And yeah, just a great piece of work. Martin Simmons cannot lose. And like Omega said, man, that Department of Truth issue 0 is just, I hadn't read a Department of Truth issue in a minute, and just read that one today on a whim, and that guy's artwork is just
all right. I'm excited. They had a different artist. It was Leticia.
It's okay. The story is
on it, but
oh really?
Yeah. So I'm excited to see Martin Simmons back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. This one is Martin Simmons, though. I know that.
Oh, issue 0. Okay. Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was incredible, man. Like it's awesome to see him work on interiors, and I think like this is a book that's supremely suited for his talents and his wheelhouse, and to me I think it's the best Tynion book out there, week to week, month to month, or however you want to say it.
Can't argue with you. It's the only one I'm still following that is a ongoing series.
Yeah, like when you're talking about, because some of those longer term series that he's still got going. So
yep,
yeah, loved it. David on Superman, dude. Yes. This guy just continues to blow me away. Like his compositions are just always surprising and unique, and just beautiful in their simplicity. He's also doing a set of variants on Invisible Man right now, which are great. But like this one, these joints he's doing for Superman are incredible. He's got one coming out, I think, on the next issue, with Lex on some Doctor Strangelove energy. I shared with E the other day. That's fucking bananas. I can't wait to share that one. Oh my god! And he's got a little speech bubble, and all it is a skull and crossbones. It's minimalist, but it's so well done. Guy has such a knack for like doing the most with like storytelling and what he wants to say with like I think his graphic design background and his ability to kind of work with images and icons and things like that is unparalleled. Like when you go back and look at his work with Hawkeye, he's able to say so much with so little, and I think it's no different here, man. This is just an incredible Soups cover. So shout out to him. One of my favorite artists doing it, period. It's again, I love that these guys are all over these covers, man, but I would love to see them on some interiors, but I know they're getting paid at the same time, so you can't be mad at that. The great Frank Cho doing another great Catwoman cover. What can you say? I just couldn't ignore this one. Like his line work is just so exquisite.
Yeah, the ballpoint pen drawings that he does. Oh my god, dude!
Like, dude, it's hard because Catwoman's not like a really character like I'm super in love with. Like she's cool and all, and I'm not reading the series, but every time
she's cool and all. That's all you have to say about the character of
Catwoman's cool. Catwoman's cool.
Do you need to be reminded of Cliff Chang's Lonely Nights? Do you need to be reminded of Ram V's Catwoman run? Do you need to be reminded of Ed Brubaker's time? Come on.
She's got some great runs. I don't know if she's my favorite, female character in the Bat mythos, though, man. I really like what we're doing with Poison Ivy and G. Willow Wilson right now. If we're talking about,
all right, current stuff, yes, I'm not going to argue with you. There's a lot of cool Catwoman stories, man.
There is, man.
She's a freaking cat burglar, dude. I'm a sucker for a thief. Are you kidding me?
True, but like those stories are pleasant surprises. They're not necessarily like books that I'm checking for, and a character that I'm always up on. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I don't at all. But that's fine.
All right, so you're telling me like a new Catwoman series drops, and you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I fucking love Cliff Chang shit! Like, I can't wait to check this one." We got DNA covers. Fucking,
you must not be watching any of my reviews where I cover each and every issue of Cat. No, I don't. I haven't read it in a long time, and I'm a phony. I'm a fake.
No, you make a good point, dude. She's got some banger story, dude. Darwin Cook and Ed Brubaker and Cliff Chang all day. Like, but yeah, but at the same time, I think she's got some of the best covers out there. Week to week, month to month. Like,
they straight up look like old detective novels.
Yes, like whether it's this or it's like a Catwoman cover on like a detective, issue or something. You know what I mean? Like, yep. I feel like people always bring it. It's a lot like Poison Ivy in that way. Like, I feel like you always get. But yeah, Frank Cho, man, like he's just been doing banger after banger on that Catwoman series, like our man Dan. So
yeah, I think he's just released his latest sketchbook too. Like, I feel like it just happened this week. So if you're a Frank Cho fan, make sure that you check that out.
That's crazy. Like the textures on that, I could just stare at it all day. It's incredible.
Good stuff.
Dude, I had to throw this one on. Lee Bermejo doing Daredevil? How did you miss this one? You didn't like this one? I love this, man. This is.
It's a great cover. It's arguably the best thing about the book.
Yeah, this is the goodbye, right? Isn't this the?
This is the good riddance.
All right, so cap us off, bro. How we feeling? How we feeling now? What happened in this fucking run? Did anything fucking happen?
They spent 2 years taking everything that Zdarsky built up and not having any fun with it, not really building upon any ideas. I don't know. I don't know what the mission statement of this book was.
Is he in the same place he was when the run started? Like, has anything changed?
So he's not a priest anymore. He's back to being Daredevil. He kind of made up with Foggy. He's kind of back with Elektra, which is to say he's kind of back to the point that Zdarsky had him midway through his run. So what happened? Nothing. That's what happened. It wasted my time, and it wasted a fantastic character that deserves better than that. Because historically speaking, we've gotten nothing but good stuff from Daredevil, and oh my god, it's a great cover. It's a great cover. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
It's a great cover.
As Aaron Cooter did a finale variant, and I almost used that one. I was like, you know what, fuck that guy. Like,
you mean all three issues that he did?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, I remember reading it early on and liking the stuff he was on, and then reading one of those first issues he was off, and God, it was just meandering awfulness. But I'm sorry, dude. But you did have a great time with Chip.
I did.
You can't be mad at your legacy. Like, you literally have the most insane legacy when it comes to creators. But
I could do what I want, So
So what are the future plans? Do you know? Have you heard anything? Where are we going with the character?
And that's the thing that hurts the worst. Like, Will Moss was the editor for Daredevil for the long recent past here, like up until the end of Chip's run. And then they got a new editorial team. They had this new creative team that took over, and I don't know what's going on with the book now. Will Moss took over as the head editor over Ultimates, like the Ultimate Universe. guess what rocks at Marvel, the Ultimate Universe. And now my boy I don't know what's happening. Look what they did to my boy.
It's okay, man. You're going to be all right.
They've abandoned my child.
No, you're going to be okay.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're going to bounce back. He always does. It's going to be some generation-defining run, with an incredible creative team just around the corner.
Oh, I can only hope.
Moving on. Max Fiumara, Sacrificers artist, working with Rick again, doing this Escape #2 variant. The only variant, I think, for issue #2. I could be wrong on that, but I just love this, man. It's good to see Max in action. Sacrificers is one of my favorite series of the year. And yeah, it's just dope to see him doing this one. Love this composition of our down fighter pilot, and thinking of his love back home. So incredible book, incredible cover by Max.
There's a small detail on this cover. I didn't realize it when I first looked at this, but kind of a cool detail. Our main character on the cover here, that I'm not a gun aficionado. I don't know a lot. I know a little bit about a lot of things, though. It's kind of cool, though, that they have like a German style manufactured gun from World War II era in his hand, because he wouldn't have had one, right? But he's behind enemy lines, and he probably was able to cold cock some dude and take it. That's a cool little detail to throw in there, man. I really, really like that.
Oh yeah, good call. Absolutely, yeah. A little Luger.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I remember being at my grandfather fought in World War II, and I remember like being up in the attic one day and finding a Nazi German Luger that he had taken off of some officer during the war. It's a pretty surreal moment.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, he just like had it stashed away in a box. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, man. Last but not least, our boy.
It's been a second, dude. It's been a second since we've been able to say this. Like,
He's
please
back.
say what time it is, please.
It's promotion time.
Yes.
Back on Catwoman. Also doing those covers on Conan, but yeah, had to shout out Dan the Man.
And again, Catwoman.
Beautiful.
Catwoman.
Absolutely.
That's where it's at.
Getting all the love. Before we get into our next week's comics, real quick, we got something saying. By the way, I love how you guys think of. Oh, never mind. I already highlighted that one. That is so fucking cool. It is, right? That he's besties with Ram. Like it's amazing.
It is. Yeah, we're all very jealous.
Yeah, Simpson setting up that conversation with us and Ram sometime soon. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Simpleton. Omega says you guys could totally get Patrick Horvath on an episode of Panel Perspective. He was so chill. Talk to him about getting notes on the Archie cover he did for the Minor Threats crossover. Dude, I thought this for quite a long time, and I think that's going to happen here in the near future, man. He seems like a kindred spirit in a lot of ways. So definitely going to reach out to him and try to make that happen. You got Bobo in the building, Station brother. Good to see you. Hell yeah.
Always.
Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah. And Omega says, all my gun knowledge is from hours and hours of playing Medal of Honor games. Dude, same.
That's hilarious. I was going to say the same thing. A lot of people are going to say Call of Duty. Nah, that Medal of Honor was where it was at.
You don't want to see me with that M1 Garand, son. It's only got 8 in the clip, but I can do work with it.
Dude, I loved so many hours playing Medal of Honor back in the day, dude.
Fucking love Medal of Honor. Great call. Hell yeah. All right, dude. We have reached the end of the show. Let's talk about what we got coming out this week and what we're excited for, man. Have you read anything?
I have not had a chance to dive into anything, man. Your boy is slacking here on Wednesday afternoons, but Wednesday night, I do work. Rest assured, I do the work.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we all know that. Absolutely. But Batman #2, I'm definitely excited for. Fraction and Jimenez back at it. Rook Exodus makes its triumphant return. I'd say for new books, Good Devils from David Brothers and Nick Dragotta is the one I think I'm most excited for. I cannot wait to see Nick's artwork in this, man. Just heard an incredible interview with these two gentlemen on Off Panel with David Harper.
Yes.
Definitely recommend y'all check that out. It was a great interview. Nick really surprised me with how candid and real and like no bullshit he is. Like that was refreshing.
Yeah, I think I drop it in the chat, or am I thinking that in the head where he was
No,
just like,
you
I
dropped
worked
the
with
chat.
yeah, he's like, I worked with a lot of writers, and let me tell you, there's a lot of bullshit writers out there. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like I've worked with a lot of comic book writers, and let me tell you, a lot of them are full of shit. I think, or something like that. It was like,
yeah.
it was so great. Like, yeah, man, it made me like kind of regret not making more of a conversation with him at the Felix table. But he seemed like he was all business there, and I'm not mad at him. There was a guy. There was a guy next to us who had like a stack of books. Remember that? He
Yes,
kind of
I
let us
do.
go before him. So yeah.
Oh, and let's be honest, like he's the one that's rolling over at night, waking up in a cold sweat, going, God, I wish I would have made more of an effort to talk to those Ink and Insights guys, and I can't believe that I just didn't put the effort forth. Like we know
Absolutely.
that that's what Nick is thinking.
Yeah. He's either watching this live or on the rewind and being like, "Oh my god, they're talking about me!" Like,
Yeah. Every once in a while, Dragoda, we'll throw you. We'll put the spotlight on you,
yeah,
but you
man.
better watch out. Come correct.
It's been awesome to see him really get his flowers and like elevate to another level. I think he's definitely one of the best and was like a best kept secret for quite a while. And it's cool to see him get his shine. And like I love to see creators love who they're working with. Like him and Scott seem to have a great relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also David. Like I can't wait to see this book and the future of Absolute Batman. So, dude, I'm kind of hyped to see what happens with Ultimate. I haven't read Ultimate Wolverine, but seeing the Muramasa blade on the fucking cover there, like, what are we doing there?
I
Okay,
feel like the book's been getting a little bit of hate, and I gotta say, man, the last issue that came out, I really, really liked it. Like, I thought it was just an action-packed extravaganza, and that's what I want out of a Wolverine book. So I really want to see what this issue delivers because it feels like it's been a lot of peak and valley, right? We either get a lot of action or no action whatsoever, and I want Capuccio to get to shine, and I think that Condon can do that consistently. So I want to keep this book going on a good pace.
yeah, I don't think it's Capuccio on this issue though.
No, this is Alex Linz, but I like Alex Linz. They did work on the book Briar at Boom with Chris Cantwell.
Oh, yo,
Totally different
I
style.
love
It's the
that
one
book.
they did the same. They did another issue of this series though, the one where he first meets Sabretooth, where they kind of first get him out of the mind control. I dug it. I was like,
Yeah,
so I'm ready to enjoy this.
same. Oh yeah, that was a cool series, man.
Yeah,
Briar, I enjoyed
it's
that
coming
one.
back December. They're gonna finish
Okay,
out they're gonna finish out the series. So I'm here for it.
hell yeah. Um, there was one other. Oh, Kaya number 30. I wanted to shout out. I finished that one just before the episode started tonight. Incredible throwdown between Kaya and Jen that we all knew was coming, and the aftermath of that. So highly recommend that. Wes Craig doing some of his, like all the art is always incredible in that book, but man, some of these big epic scenes and issue number 30 are incredible, and we're past the halfway point, guys. We just got 20 more issues to go. So
Well, 21 because we got the colossal Kaya coming next.
oh yeah,
With amazing creators. Oh my god.
yeah, so many dope people on that one. Cannot wait, great call. And also I just want to shout out Poison Ivy number 37. Great read. I love what's happening in between, like the characters in this book, the choices Ivy's making, what it's going to cost her, like just really great writing.
Yep.
All around. But yeah, and then Department of Truth number 0, man. Martin Simmons, definitely wanted to shout that one out because we talked about it a couple times in the chat. But anything else you wanted to shout out from this week?
Speed Racer number 3. I'm digging what they're doing. I want to see the interaction between Speed Racer and Racer X, the mysterious Racer X.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. What else do I got in my stack here? Oh, Absolute Superman. I think that Rafa Sandoval is back on artwork. I think that just like that book is really at its best when Rafa is on the book. So I'm here. I want to see what happens now that Kal-El has been tortured in the ways that he has been with Brainiac, and maybe how this is going to impact him as a character. So
yeah,
good stuff.
Sticky Rate series. Omega says this week I added Adventure Time, the Bubbling College special one shot, but only because it's written and drawn by Caroline Cash. I don't know anything about Adventure Time, but it's from a sweet cartoonist. Oh yeah, I'll have to give that one a peek, dude.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
absolutely. Any books you guys ever feel like you feel like we're missing out on or want to recommend? Don't hesitate to shout them out in the chat, because I love learning about new titles or things that might slip under the radar, because it happens all the time for me, at least. But yeah, I guess that will be it for us this week, man. As always, you guys can find us at patreon.com/Insights. Get a sneak peek at what we got coming out, and then I'm at Dr. Doom's Fan Club on YouTube and IG. E is at 9 Panel Grid, 9 spelled out on Insta, and then Nick is at Comic Culture, and then at Nick underscore comic underscore culture on IG. Make sure you're following us across all the socials and keeping up with us on there. You got anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here, bro?
As always, we just appreciate you guys so much. You're the lifeblood of the show here. We couldn't do this, and your interactions mean the world to us. So thank you for hanging with us here, whether you're in the here live with us or on the rewind, man. Just know that we appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. As always, you guys can catch us every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, across the 9 Panel Grid and Dr. Doom's Fan Club channels. So thank y'all for coming out and spending this week with us. I hope everybody's doing well out there, maintaining, take care of yourself, y'all. You know, it's a crazy, rough, cold, awful world we live in, and we got to look out for one another. So make sure you're, looking out for yourselves and one another out there. And you always got a home and a family here with us. So appreciate y'all coming out, and we will see you next Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, on the 9 Panel Grid channel station.